Hello and welcome to Midday News on Global Television. We're live in the nation's capital, Abuja, and I am Fauziya Lukman. President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of at least 555 persons to serve as pro-chancellors and chairmen and members of government boards of 111 federal universities, polytechnics and college of education. This followed Tinubu's ascent of the list of nominees selected by the Ministry of Education. The appointments come days after the Academic Staff Union of Universities had threatened to embark on another strike, potentially disrupting the academic calendar and causing further setbacks in the country's higher education sector. In a related development, President Bola Tinubu has approved the appointment of former chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, Professor Attahir Jega, as chairman of the Governing Council of Usman Danfodio University in Sokoto State. Jega's appointment is among the 555 others approved by the federal government to serve as chairman and members of Governing Council of tertiary institutions in Nigeria. Recall that the Academic Staff Union of Universities, ASU, had earlier threatened to embark on a strike over government's refusal to reconstitute the Governing Council of Public Universities. The British High Commissioner to Nigeria, Richard Montgomery, has said the United Kingdom was impressed by the security strategies President Tinubu has put in place. Montgomery also reiterated the United Kingdom's government support for Nigerian government in terms of security, transparency and accountability in governance. Montgomery stated this during a high-level dialogue on delivering the renewed hope agenda on the theme Nigeria's global ambitions from hope to reality in Abuja. He applauded Tinubu's agenda, saying it focused on priorities and delivery. Ogun State government is set to recruit 7,000 teachers for public primary schools across the state. The state government also revealed plans to recruit 100 caregivers for special schools across the state. This was disclosed by the executive chairman of the Oyo State Universal Basic Education, Nureni Adeniran, during a press conference held at the boardroom. He added that for the 7,000 fresh teachers to be engaged by the government, at least 75% deficit, the gap will be plugged. The Minister of Women Affairs, Uju Kennedy Ohanenye, has withdrawn a suit earlier filed against the Speaker of Niger State House of Assembly, Abdul Malik Sakandaji, over his plan to marry off 100 orphans from his constituency. The minister noted that the minister, in collaboration with the Speaker of Niger State Assembly and traditional rulers from the states, are currently investigating the ages of the girls to ascertain if they are within the stipulated age for marriage. According to her, the Ministry of Women Affairs will focus on empowering girls as well as others affected by insecurity in the state. Speakers of houses of assembly across Nigeria's 36 states in the country have backed an ongoing constitution review exercise for the creation of state police. The speakers, under the aegis of Conference of Speakers of State Legislatures in Nigeria, took the stand in a communique issued at the end of the meeting in Abuja. The communique was signed by Chairman of the Conference of Speakers of State Legislatures of Nigeria, Adebo Ogundoyin, who is the Speaker of the Oyo State House of Assembly. A bill for the state police is currently being considered in the National Assembly. Ahead of the Edo State governorship election slated for September 21st, 2024, the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC Edo State Office, has disclosed that it will begin the distribution of 373,030 uncollected permanent voters card PVCs on May 27th. The State Resident Electoral Commissioner, REC, Anogbom Onoha, made this known during a stakeholders meeting in Benin on the forthcoming continuous voters registration CVR exercises. Onoha stated that the PVC collection exercise will be done together with the continuous voters card registration exercises scheduled for May 27. The INEC REC explained that the exercise will be conducted in 192 wards and the state headquarters of INEC in Edo State. Back home to Abuja, where the Senior Special Assistant to President Bola Ahmed Tinubu on Special Need and Equal Opportunities, Mohammed Abba Isa, has condemned the discriminatory act committed by Renault Air Limited against Usman Bura Gabai, a person with disability and chairman of the Yobe State chapter of Joint National Association for Persons with Disabilities, JONAPID. Global TV has more details. The Senior Special Assistant says in a press briefing in Abuja that the action is a clear breach of fundamental right to freedom of movement, as well as an act of discrimination and breach of contract by Renault Air Limited.
As you may be aware, on May 14, 2024, at Maiduguri International Airport, Mr. Gabai was denied access to board the Renault aircraft despite booking and paying for his ticket, thereby causing him significant harm and preventing him from attending a crucial disability stakeholder conference he was billed to attend. It was reported that the flight attendant denied Mr. Gabai access to the flight despite having genuine ticket for the simple reason that he is a person with disability using wheelchair. That is the reason. All effort to explain to the flight attendant his predicament and the purpose of the trip proved abortive, as they could not even listen to him while the flight departed without regard to the contract between him and the company. This incident is a clear breach of Gabai fundamental right to freedom of movement, as well as a blatant act of discrimination contrary to the National Disability Act and breach of contract by Renault Air Limited.
The presidential aide noted that at Maiduguri International Airport, Gabai was denied access to fly the Renault aircraft despite booking and paying for his ticket, causing him significant harm and preventing him from attending a crucial disability stakeholder conference he was billed to attend.
We stand in solidarity with Gabai, all persons with disability who continue to face discrimination in various aspects of their life. Renault Air Limited must be held accountable for their discrimination behavior, and they must take immediate steps to rectify the situation. I hereby demand that Renault Air Limited publicly apologize to Mr. Gabai and implement measures to prevent such incidents from happening in the future. The apology must be published in not less than 2 national dailies, failure which my office would not be able to help a deluge of court case that will follow. Additionally, in light of the severity of this matter, I have summoned the management of Renault Air Limited for an urgent meeting to address and resolve this issue immediately. We trust that Renault Air will treat this with the utmost attention it deserves and take immediate steps to remedy the situation.
He therefore enjoined the management of Renault Air Limited to apologize to Gabai and implement measures to prevent such incidents from happening in the future. Abba Isa reiterated that the government of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is committed to ensuring the rights of persons with disabilities are protected and will not tolerate any form of discrimination or injustice. Fauziya Lukman, Global TV News. The Federal High Court Abuja has denied the bail application of a cryptocurrency firm executive, Tigran Gambarayan. Justice Emeka Nwite, while delivering the ruling, held that the bail application is refused as he has been carefully gone through the application submitted before him and resolved that the defendant will jump bail if granted. Gambarayan, his company Binance Holding Limited, and a fellow top executive currently on the run, Nadeem Ajarwalla, were charged by the Economic and Financial Crime Commission with money laundering and terrorism financing. The National Judicial Council (NJC) has constituted panels to investigate 8 judges for alleged judicial misconduct. The council, in a statement, says its preliminary complaint assessment committee filtered 35 petitions that were written against the judicial officers and deemed to be meritorious. However, the legal body stressed that other petitions that were brought against 20 High Court judges across the Federation were dismissed for lack of merit, evidence of misconduct, subjudice, or what they matters that could be appealed. It further disclosed some warnings were issued to Justice Inyang Eko of Federal High Court in Abuja for abuse of discretionary power of a judge by wrongly granting an ex parte order, as well as Justice G.B. Barkins Olukusoyi of the Delta State High Court for his failure to deliver judgment within the stipulated period. You're watching Midday News, coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are on StarTimes channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. When the Midday News returns, federal government may fund installation as marketers lament high cost. This and other stories are coming right after this short break. To stay with us. Welcome back to Global Television, bringing you live brokers of the Midday News. Thank you for staying with us. On the foreign scene, the president of Senegal, Bassirou Faye, has vowed to reopen talks with the military juntas of Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso to reintegrate them into the economic community of West African state ECOWAS. This followed President Bola Tinubu's appeal for renewed efforts to negotiate the return of the sister countries into the regional bloc after military takeovers in 2022 and 2023. The presidential special advisor on media and publicity, Ajuri Ngilali, revealed details of the talks in the statement titled "President Tinubu Receives President Bassirou Faye of Senegal," says West Africa must work in unison to defeat terrorism and human trafficking. Authorities says death toll over severe weather that lashes the Texas city of Houston has risen to 7. The 3 additional deaths came after Houston, the 4th largest U.S. city, was hit by heavy rain and winds up to 10 miles per hour, leaving downtown streets covered in glass from blown-out windows. Downtown trees and power lines littered residential areas, and the National Weather Service confirmed a tornado touchdown in the suburbs of Cypress. Houston Mayor John Whitmer said after the storm that 4 people died. The specifics were not made immediately available. Schools in Houston, home to 2.3 million people with an economy centered around oil and petrochemicals, were closed on Friday, and non-essential workers urged to stay at home. And back home to business, where the Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria has begun the sale of 2024 e-tags that will permit entry into 24 federal airports in Nigeria. The agency says that the sale of tags align with President's directive approved by the Federal Executive Council. Francis Ajuguna, head of public affairs, Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, says the authority's commercial department confirmed that issuance of the e-tags have started. As part of measures to tackle intense power outages in the country, President Bola Tinubu has approved the gradual payments of power sector debt estimated at over 3.3 trillion naira. The Minister of Power, Adebayo Adelabu, disclosed this at the 8th African Energy Marketplace held in Abuja. The event was themed towards Nigeria's sustainable energy future, policy regulation and investment, a policy dialogue for the National Integrated Electricity Policy and Strategic Implementation Plan. About 1.3 trillion naira owned power generating companies by the federal government will be paid via cash injections and promissory notes, while about 1.3 billion naira will be owed to gas companies will be paid via cash and future royalties. The federal government may consider assisting independent fuel marketers with funding to install compressed natural gas CNG sales pumps at filling stations across the country. This followed the lamentation of the Independent Petroleum Marketers Association of Nigeria that its members were unable to finance the installation of the CNG sale pumps at their filling stations in line with the presidential directive promoting the CNG initiative. The market says the cost of installing CNG pumps was prohibitive for its members, adding that the high interest rates charged by banks also made borrowing money for the project an unattractive option. The federal government and the African Union Inter-Africa Bureau of Animal Resources Resilient African Feed and Funder System project have established a multi-stakeholder platform to provide producers with easy access to high-quality animal feed and competitive prices. It stated that the project aimed to understand the effects of those crises and provide evidence-driven short-term solutions to build resilience in the sector. The Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Aliyu Abdullahi, referred to the launch of the MPS as a strategic move that aligned with the government's commitment to sustainable food production and national food security. Lastly, in sport, Anthony Joshua has made a bold prediction about who would win the fight between Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk. Fury vs. Usyk would headline a historic clash billed as a fight for a generation, marking the first undisputed heavyweight bout in 25 years. The Mercure Britain and the relentless Ukrainian have both arrived undefeated in the Saudi capital Riyadh. Boxing Oil founded now New Cash, looking to be crowned the sport's fourth four-belt champion. With the hype going into overdrive, there is a potential for anticlimax at the Kingdom Arena, with some commentators expecting a cagey fight with Fury on the defensive. And that's it on the midday news as it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are on StarTime channel 276. Kindly follow us on all social media platforms using @GlobalTVNG and other handles now showing on your screen. On behalf of the production team, I am Fauziya Lukman. Thank you for watching.